right. What's good, everybody? Good evening, good afternoon. Shout out to everybody in the building. I will let some people get in here. If you guys are returning subscribers, and you know how this shit goes. Some shit might shut down, some shit might shut off, but we will get through the show. If you are returning, if you're new, welcome and hello, okay?
Hello, motherfucker.
Hopefully by the end of this video, you will consider subscribing to the channel. It literally costs you nothing. So please do. All right, so there are a lot of reports going on with this JUSSIE SMOLLET situation. So I was talking about it last night, and a lot of people, had their opinions. So we do have the call lines open today. So let's just jump right into it. So if you don't know what happened, Jussie was allegedly attacked Tuesday morning around a little after midnight. He apparently was walking to Subway or from a sandwich shop. I'm not sure exactly which sandwich shop it was. And he was attacked by two men wearing masks and "Make America Great Again" hat, yelling out racial slurs and F words and homophobic slurs, if you will. Okay, so shout out to Joshua Nichols for the super chat. And now with that being said, so he was attacked. He took himself back to an apartment. He had like a hairline, like he had like a scratch under his eye. Apparently his ribs were broken, and he went to the hospital, and he took himself to the hospital. Okay, now that was the story. There's a lot of details that are coming out now. Now, when the story first initially happened, I was like, okay, well, he obviously was on Jacked or Grindr or some hookup app, or maybe he was going to go, meet some guys, which a lot of people didn't want to talk about, because it would push a narrative. I asked some of my friends that were, homosexual, and a lot of gay people were like, no, we don't want to push that narrative, because then it just allows the straight community to view gay people as these constantly horny individuals that are always looking for sex, these perverted, horny people that are just cruising for sex. So some people feel as though he is trying to cover up that he was looking for men, or he was out meeting a guy. And then others were saying, well, it doesn't matter what he's doing. He shouldn't have got attacked. And so some people were telling me that I was missing the point, because I was specifically saying that I felt like he went to go meet up with someone and met up with the wrong person, and he was attacked. Well, now police are saying, now this is the Chicago PD and the Chicago FBI. They have combed through hours upon hours upon hours upon hours of surveillance footage from that night on that street, where they do see Jussie walking. They see two men, but they're not sure if those men are bystanders, suspects, or what. But they don't see any altercation of where the attack allegedly took place. So, and they were saying there's a high density of cameras there. So it was a heavy populated area with surveillance cameras, but police are unable to find anything remotely close to an attack. So apparently this has also been added to the story, because yesterday when I was doing this story, or the other day when I was doing the story, it was said that he was attacked, then he went to the apartment and called his manager. Now his manager is saying that he was on the phone with Jussie while Jussie was walking down the Chicago River, or from getting the Subway sandwich, wherever he was walking, and the manager was on the phone with Jussie, allegedly, and when the two men approached him and yelled out, "You are in," what did he say when they started yelling the homophobic and racial slurs at him, and they attacked him. Now the manager allegedly heard these two men saying these things. Okay. So they're saying that they heard him. Now the interesting part is the police wanted to go through Jussie's phone to see what time he called the manager, so that they could do their investigation, so that they can, see the manager as a credible source or a credible witness to hearing this. That could be a very key factor in this investigation. Jussie has refused to let police go through his phone and check the call log to see what time and who he was talking to. Okay? That's number one. Also, what makes this interesting is he did have the noose, or the rope around his neck. Let me actually read this. Let me read this. Let me see. Let me get it. Okay, so now surveillance shows, there's a surveillance video showing Jussie walking into an apartment building past security guards without stopping to ask them for help or to tell them he had just been subjected to a vicious assault and hate crime. In this video, he was wearing a rope around his neck, like a necktie, but shaped like a noose. According to the police spokesman, at some point the police were contacted and Smollett was interviewed in a friend's apartment at 2:42 a.m. He also asked police to turn off their body cameras so the encounter would not be recorded. At this point, he was still wearing the rope around his neck, police say. That's weird. So let's break this down. Let's recap what Jussie is saying, okay? Two men recognized a gay black actor from a TV show at 2 a.m. on a Chicago street during an extreme cold night while he was on the phone. Instead of taking the phone from him, they began to shout out slurs at him. The assailants happened to have a rope and an unknown liquid with them. They put a rope around his neck, but instead of strangling him with it, they just left it there and then ran away. Instead of calling the police immediately, Smollett walked into an apartment building past the security without informing anyone about the alleged assault. And he kept the rope around his neck for some 3/4 of an hour. He neglected to tell the police about the Make America Great Again remark in the first interview that he had. He took himself to the hospital and was later released. So what do you guys think? Do you guys believe Jussie Smollett? Or do you believe he has something to hide? I believe there's something to hide there. I just don't understand why you wouldn't say anything to anybody. And I've been racking my mind at like, okay, what could it be? What could it be? What could it be? Let's just take the cruising out of it. Why are you out at that time of night? Why do you feel like you can go out? Oh, not to mention, a lot of people, before I forget this, a lot of people were mentioning the fact that he had got racial comments, threats, or sent to, death threats sent to Fox. Fox asked Jussie, did he want round-the-clock security? Jussie declined the security from the death threats. I also want to say that. But a man with nothing to hide, first of all, is not going to call their manager first if they've been beaten up in the middle of the street. They're not going to walk past security second. They're not going to go anywhere without asking for help. They threw some type of liquid substance on him, wrapped a noose around his neck. I don't know, y'all. I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if this is a PR move to cover up something else. You know, let's just say he wasn't cruising. But we don't, some of you guys may think this is a reach, but we don't know what Jussie's into on his downtime. We don't know if there's a substance abuse problem. We don't know if that man was high walking around. We don't know if that man, you know, listen, if we're going to talk, we're going to talk. Okay, we have to stop acting like a lot of these celebrities and just people in general are not into, see, y'all not gonna like this. People are into a lot of things. I'm not saying that he's lying, but I'm just, it's all kind of conspiracy theories out here. So what if, not for nothing, he was somewhere getting high and they was doing some role play. They was doing some role play and, you know, he left. Or something went awry. Listen, you know, Jussie's a black gay man, you know, and sometimes, you know, he strikes me as the type that would like Caucasian men, and you know, and sometimes they are into that race play stuff. You never know, and controlled substances is a thing. We don't know if this man is doing drugs. Why would you be out there like that? So even if he wasn't doing drugs, where is the value in yourself to not be, to say, you know what? I am Jussie Smollett at this point. I'm on one of the biggest TV shows in the country. Should I be out at 1 o'clock in the morning walking around the subway? You have way too much money for that. You can call an assistant. You can call your manager for that. If you're hungry, let's just say you didn't want to do the security thing. There's Uber Eats. There's a lot of different ways for you to get your food where you're not out walking down the street like a regular citizen at 1 o'clock in the morning. And then my thing is, it's freezing cold in Chicago. How did they know it was you? How would they have known? I don't know. I know in New York, when the shit is like fucking 10 degrees, niggas be like this, covered up. So you just telling me you just all willy-nilly and people just know it's you and they're prepared with a noose, bleach, and Make America Great Again hats on? I'm just trying to be real. We got to be real here. A lot of people were saying like, okay, well, he shouldn't have been attacked. Yes, in my previous video, that's very clear. He shouldn't be attacked at all. That's wrong. It's racist. It's not good. But the point that I was trying to make, even if he was attacked, the bigger message for me is this was somebody that knew him. This was premeditated. This was not random. And for whatever reason, he doesn't want to give up all the information as to why. And honestly, I feel like the reason why is because he is either embarrassed or he doesn't want to be looked at as another statistic as a gay man on the hunt for sex, because that's how society looks at gay men. They, the first thing that people want to say is, oh, he definitely was cruising. You're gay, you got to be out there being nasty, which it could have been true. But maybe he just didn't want to fall into, he doesn't want to fall into that stereotype. So his team is trying to do some damage control. I don't believe that he was on the phone with the manager, because at that point, his manager was ridiculous for letting him be outside. His manager should be fired. His manager should have said, I'm coming to get you. Why doesn't it say if they were saying that? So what happened? The people walked up to him and started attacking him. And what did the manager do? Why didn't the manager beat him to his house? Why didn't the manager jump in the car right away? There's a lot of variables to this. That's not adding up. So the Chicago PD and the Chicago FBI, they're beginning to be a little bit skeptical. They don't want to just assume that he's lying, but they have combed through hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of footage, and yet they have no evidence of him being attacked. But what they do have is evidence of him walking past security into an apartment. And they said this was a friend's apartment. So I don't even know what that is. So that opens up a whole nother door. Well, was this a lover? Was this somebody did you get into an altercation with the person that apartment you were at? Did you guys get into a little bit of a scuffle? So you needed to take a walk? But it was pretty bad, so you went to the hospital? Or I'm just trying to figure out, why say anything at all if you're not going to tell the whole story? And then the rope thing. Why would you keep... that's my thing. This is why I feel like the substance abuse... why I feel like there could have been some drugs involved. Because to me, this feels like an episode of Empire. This feels like this nigga probably popped some pills. Shout out to all the super chats, you guys. This sounds like he could either pop some type of pills and was on a high, or anything could happen. He could have tripped and fell. He don't know what happened because he's high. And initially, he did not say that the two men were yelling, "Make America Great Again." Also, he could not identify what the two men looked like because he said that they had on ski masks. Now, I don't know if they had on ski masks because they were going to rob him, but that's the thing. They didn't take anything. Or what? Because it was cold as shit outside. Because if anything, he should have had on a ski mask his damn self. But I don't know. There's a lot of different ways that this can go. But it's definitely something that Jussie does not want completely everyone to know. He wants us to know. And I don't think he thought it was going to go this far. I don't think he thought the people were going to dig in and it was going to be such a trending topic. They just needed a story. They're like, okay, we got to put something out. So what are we going to do? Because they didn't call the police right away. He called his manager first. After him and his manager talked about it, they then agreed to contact the police. So it's interesting. I want to take some calls. I want to know what you guys think. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Most importantly, subscribe to this video right now, okay? We're going to take some calls. The number is 563-999-3658. Is it adding up? Excuse me. Do we think it's adding up? Do you believe Jussie, or do you think he has something to hide? Let me know what you guys think right now. The number is 563-999-3658. Let's get into some things. Let's get into some things. All right, private caller, you're live on the air.
What's up, Armon?
Hey, boo, what's going on?
Hey. Sad about this subject. It is very horrible.
Yes, it is.
And I, honestly, you know, it's hard for a lot of people to deal with and to take, you know, because truth is hard. But the same thing that you're saying today is just like yesterday. And, you know, I was saying, too, that if the CCTVs are going to find something. They haven't found it yet, but they have it today. And the fact that, you know, he's not telling the complete truth, they're eventually going to find out what he's hiding as well. So I think that also had to do why, you know, him and his manager were trying to figure out, do they really want to involve the authorities? Mm-hmm. And like you said, if you don't want to tell the whole truth, then you really shouldn't, because they're going to find out. And once they find out, you know, you're not going to really be able to hold the narrative like you wanted to, because they're going to find out at least, you know, part of what's happening, which you can pretty much, like you said, kind of play into and see what was going on from that situation. If you really had, you know, even if you were in shock, if you saw someone that it was at least, you know, a security officer or someone, you would, you know, stop immediately and get some help. He's got broken ribs, so he's in a lot of pain, you know. It's a really bad situation. It seems like he had to flee from wherever it is because of whatever happened. But then after you flee, to wait multiple hours to even think, you know, am I going to report this? Of course, there's something that is trying to, you know, be hidden.
Right. And to me, it almost feels like you walking around, you drive yourself to the hospital, you don't realize you have broken ribs. Are you that numb? How are you so numb?
Right. Exactly. Because that's very painful.
Yeah, like
very painful.
Like, why is there even a thought of figuring out what's the next plan when you've been attacked and you've borderline lost your life? Why is there, who's thinking of a media plan at that point? I'm thinking, save me. Get me the hell out of here. Right. I don't give a fuck who finds out.
Yeah, that's the key. And the fact that that's not the mindset, you know, that pretty much is displaying there's something else that's going on. Not to mention, wherever he came out of, if that's supposed to be your friend's house, obviously the incident happened there, because they haven't found anywhere else, you know, on CCTV from there to where he went home that there was an incident.
Right.
So, you know, CCTV, they're gonna find. And that's probably what, you know, he was trying to go over, but he was so hurt once he figured out that he was hurt. That's probably why they were like, no, we need to, you know, let the authorities know, because this is just too serious.
Right. Well, thank you, Mishi. We have a lot of people today.
Yeah.
Thank you, boo.
No problem. I just had to say love you.
Love you, too. Let's get it some
Bye-bye.
All right. 267-8389. You're live on the air.
Hi, Armon. This is my first time calling in.
Hey, what's going on?
But nothing much. I just wanted to say I have a little bit of a different theory on this.
Okay, let's hear it.
That I wanted to talk about. Okay, so you know how they said that they're MAGA people? I guess no. So what the guys were supposed to have shouted like, "This is MAGA country" or something like that.
This is MAGA side of town or something like that. Yeah.
Right. And my whole thing is this: if you think about it, just a couple weeks ago, the Charleston, I don't remember the guys, but the little white boys that were like supposedly like messing with the Native American guy that was beating his drum, and they had "Make American Great," MAGA hats on, and you know, turns out after further investigation, everything turned to be that the kids actually didn't do anything. It was other people harassing the kids and so on and so forth. I guess that could be debatable, but long story short, it showed, a different side to the mainstream narrative. And so now people are kind of skeptical because, we're going to have something again where there's nothing really tying it to like MAGA people. And I'm not a Trump supporter at all. I'm not a fan of politics, period. But I just think it's kind of crazy that it's like a psychological operation, or a psyop is what's happening. They're actually like going to use this and blow it up. They just, because they couldn't find ways to link Trump with the guys actually being there. I just saw a video of a reporter asking Trump while he was in the middle of like talking about, the wall or whatever dumb shit. He's, they interrupted, him talking about the wall to ask about this incident. And of course, he's literally retarded. So, he kind of like flakes off the question and goes on and says something about the wall. But, now people are upset about that. So either way, they're linking it to Trump. But when it comes out, or it may come out that someone may have, said those things about MAGA, or that they were Trump supporters or whatever, but it may not. And I feel like what they're doing is kind of setting us up to say like, or setting Republicans up to say, oh, the next time something actually does happen and it really is a MAGA supporter, it's like the crying wolf, pretty much. So I don't know, I would keep an eye out for that. So like the next time, because this will happen again, and I feel like it might actually be a Trump supporter, but then people aren't going to believe it because we keep seeing incidences where they're trying to link Trump to stuff, but they're not, but it's not, it's unfounded, I'll say.
Okay, so what you're saying is you don't believe Jussie, but you believe that something real is going to happen, but it's kind of a cover-up for whatever's real to come.
I believe Jussie. I will say that. I believe he was injured in some way, absolutely. But like you said, the PR team is there to make up whatever story. The mainstream narrative, the mainstream media is going to corroborate whatever story, is hot at the moment. Right now, the media hates Trump. So, of course, they're going to jump on anything that, like, is negative, remotely negative, that involves Trump. And what they're counting on is people actually not remembering or not doing the research and, not putting two and two together. They're counting on us being stupid. So, yeah.
All right, thanks.
And a lot of people won't get this, but a lot of people won't get it, but you got to think critically for it. So, bye.
All right, 937-1570. Let's get in, let's get out. We got a lot of people tonight. All right. Hello.
Hey, Armon.
Hey, what's going on, boo?
Hey, it's Reezy calling in again. How are you?
I'm good. What's going on?
Good. So, I do my little blog as well on Instagram, and somebody DM'd me and was saying that they work on the set of Empire, and she was saying that there's like a lot of things that they're not saying that she is very much so aware of. But I want to point to the fact that JUSSIE SMOLLET really doesn't need a publicity stunt. He's very successful, so there will be really no reason for him to do this. But to your point, a lot of people are like, well, why would he not have security, or why would he do this and why would he do that? So when you become big and famous, there's going to be a time that you're going to be like, you know what? I don't want to do all this. I'm going to just go walk and go get my food. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of people don't need to call him a liar or say that he's lying, because If he is lying, it will come out. That's when you need to call him a liar. But I feel like black gays, and you didn't say this, but I seen Milan Christopher say this on his page, that it just wasn't adding up to him, and, you know, things like that. And he was just basically calling him a liar. When black people, including black gays, say things like that, we open the door for other people to say it. You know what I'm saying? So if white people see, well, black people aren't supporting him, so they're saying he's a liar. Well, we'll say he's a liar too. And I want to make it very clear that these people who go around and beat people up, and people are like, well, where did the bleach and the noose and all this come from? There are people who ride around these towns waiting to prey on people just to jump out and beat them up. We've seen it throughout history. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely do feel like there's a little bit more to the story, but I don't think nobody should be calling him a liar until he's made out to be a liar. You know what I'm saying? But I do agree with you from last night.
Now,
Something happened.
I don't think that it was I don't think he would need it as a publicity stunt. I don't think that he's that kind of person, because he's very private. Hell, we haven't even seen some of the men that he's dated. Number one. For the part where people are calling him a liar, well, no, let's talk about walking outside. There's a difference between walking outside and then walking outside at 1 o'clock in the morning to go to your local Subway. Like, as a person of status, there's certain things that you just can't do. Let's take from the fact that he's just JUSSIE SMOLLET. Let's take from the fact that, okay, well, if you're JUSSIE SMOLLET, then the idea, like I was saying last night, the idea is you're on TV, so you have money. So if you're out at 1 o'clock in the morning, you're a target to be robbed. But he didn't even get robbed that night. That's the crazy part. It would be a little bit more, you know, like, okay, he got robbed, but he didn't even get robbed. You know what I mean? So the fact that he wasn't even being cautious or conscious of his well, you know, his surroundings while he's by himself doesn't make any sense. Why would you, a very wealthy man that's on TV, be out at 1 o'clock in the morning walking the streets? You could have caught an Uber for that.
I completely agree with you. But in a city, like, for instance, in a city like New York, because I live in New York, JUSSIE SMOLLET literally could probably walk in Manhattan with a hat on and like sunglasses or regular reading glasses or whatever, and nobody would notice him, because some cities just aren't starstruck by seeing other stars. You know what I'm saying? So maybe, but I do agree with you. Something happened, and I feel like he's just not saying it. And the fact that he had to call his manager, I agree that somebody had to cook up something. It's like, we got to do something, because you was maybe out here, like you said, meeting somebody off one of these apps, and some shit would arrive. But I do definitely think if that's what happened, then it needs to be said, and, you know, just say that you were set up, because it happens all over. Like
it happens,
like,
and that was the biggest issue for me
all the time.
As a gay person. Like, if that happened to you, you need to speak out, because I've met a lot of people who have died from meeting people off of Grindr and Jacked. You get what I'm saying? So, but here's the thing: there's the substance abuse piece. For him to be out there right like that, something in his mind is not clicking right. You know, a lot of these stars go through depression, anxiety. They take a lot of pills. You know, who knows? He probably wanted to go fucking get lynched or get beat up or something happened to him. We don't know. Just because it all glitters doesn't mean it's fucking gold. You get what I'm saying? Like, who knows what's going on in his personal life behind the scenes, where he was like, all right, I'm just going to go fucking walk outside, and whatever happens to me, because I'm fucking depressed that I didn't get this job, or Lee Daniels is making a movie with the fucking gay superhero and not me. We don't know.
Right. Like, we really don't know. But I just encourage people to, like I'm saying, until all the shit is laid out, and we can literally look and say, you know what? He was lying. Then now we can say, well, this is what really happened, and this is what really happened. I just want black gays and other gays to just stand in support of him for now, until it is said that he is a liar. That's all. I just don't like to see other black gays say, well, he was this and this and this. But I completely agree with everything that you were saying. And what is done in the dark will definitely come to light. And we will soon find out what really happened. And then I'm pretty sure everybody's going to have a field day with this. But just for now, people just need to say, let's figure out what happened. Let's support him and move on, you know. And I think that'll be just best.
Thank you, love. Thanks for calling in.
All
right. Let's get into some things. Okay. We got a lot of people. Y'all got a lot to say about this topic. We got almost 1,000 people in this live. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. Let's keep it going. Let's get to 1,000. 678-9771. You're live on the air.
Hi, Armon.
Hi. What's going on, boo?
Hi. Nothing much. I do agree with you with a lot of what you said, just to keep it quick. One thing, when you don't tell the whole truth, you leave it open for speculation. So that's what he has now, a whole lot of people speculating on what happened. So in my opinion, I agree that they are covering something up. If you start from the beginning with the fact that 8 days prior to this, the network received a letter that was threatening his life. You posted on the internet where you're going the same night that the attack happened. So before you landed, you said, I'm on my way to Chicago. You land, you get there, you're tired, you're hungry, 2 o'clock in the morning. Just like you said, there are too many options for anybody at 2 a.m. to get something delivered to you. The mere fact that you had threats delivered to your network 8 days before, you should have used some judgment and called an order in. I don't care how hungry you are, but use your judgment. So because he didn't do that tells me that he wasn't thinking in his right mind, or he was doing something he shouldn't have been doing. It may not have been meeting men. It could have been, just like you said, it could have been some substance. He was going to look for drugs or whatever the case may be. Whatever he was doing, there was a reason why he wanted to go out himself to do it, because he wanted to do it. So once he got out there and he did it, he did go to Subway or whatever, and he met up. It could have been something that went down and he just got attacked. But whatever he's covering up and whatever he was doing out there that he should not have been doing, he needed to cover it up because he was too embarrassed to put out the truth. So that's where you come into all the things where all these wrong decisions were made. Instead of calling the police, you go to your manager. Your manager, y'all talk for 45 minutes. Then y'all make the decision to call the police. When the police get there, you give all this story that you come up off the top of your head. If you're not in your right mind, you're not going to be thinking clearly. And if it was him and his manager and not him and the public, the person that protects your brand, I forgot what you call it, the PR people. If it wasn't PR, right, your publicist, if it wasn't a publicist at that time, then the story that you and your manager come up with may not be the best way to go. So then you have already started a snowball effect with all these bad things happening. And now you have a whole bunch of people looking at your situation saying you're covering up something, speculating on what you did, and you are covering up something.
And then the thing was, it was just like random that they just see you and like, oh, you're the nigger off of Empire. You're the fag nigger Empire fag. Like, what?
And I think that came in because as a part of the story is because remember 8 days ago that was sent to Fox.
Right.
So hey, with this bogus story, let's tie it in. Hey, let's put Magma in. Hey, remember you already had threats, so that's the reason why that we can tie that in and make it seem real, because they're going to all think, well, 8 days ago you received a letter. All that stuff ties in, but they were not thinking clearly, which did not tie their story correctly. Now you're in a mess. So that's my whole thought process. I mean, they're covering something. We can't say that it was a guy. We can't say it was drugs, but it was something that he was doing that he should not have been doing that they are trying to cover up.
All right. Thank you, caller.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Bye. I totally agree. I feel like something is not adding up. Why would you not give them the phone? Why would you not give the police the phone if you have nothing, if you have nothing to hide? Why would you not give the police the phone so that they can do their investigation? He's saying that the manager and him was on the phone when the racial slurs and the attack happened. But you won't give the police your phone so they can correlate the time with the surveillance, with the attack, with the phone call of the manager, and the phone call of the time you actually called the police? Why won't you give them that information so that we can connect the dots and catch these people that have attacked you, that you decided to out publicly? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. That does not make any sense. It was already a red flag when he added the Make America Great Again in the second interview. But, you know, let's chalk that up to being nervous. But you got up, you walked back to the hotel where you were at, your friend's house, whoever you were staying with, or your house. You went past the security. You asked no one for help. You called your manager. Your manager came over. Then you guys agreed to call the police. And then you took yourself to the hospital. That makes zero sense. You got a little bit of scratch on your face. They still don't know what this, you went to the hospital. No one still knows what the substance is, that this liquid substance that was thrown on you. You managed to have your wallet, your keys, everything you need, but you are this rich, rich person on TV that is going to be attacked, and they didn't take no money from you. They didn't try to take a credit card. They didn't take a wallet. They didn't take nothing. And you on TV, but they wasted their time to get a rope around your neck, but they didn't kill you. They didn't even tighten the motherfucker because you had the rope. Like, they clearly didn't tighten the rope because, for two reasons. They didn't tighten the rope because, number one, you're not dead. That's obvious. And number two, Jussie, kept the rope on for damn near an hour after the incident. So the rope wasn't even tight. Like, you can't tell me he sat there and loosened the motherfucker. Like, don't tell me you went and loosened the rope up and didn't take it off. Like, that doesn't make any sense either. That's what I'm saying. Like, we don't know what really he's into, okay? We don't know if this was some type of, I don't know why my spirit keeps telling me substance. I feel like he was high. Maybe he could have gotten to an altercation. Maybe they were into some type of role play. Maybe he was so damn high, he tripped and fell and fucked himself up. And the truth is, he had to call the police because he had to go to the doctor in the hospital for somehow all this shit gets leaked. So we're just going to say that he was attacked because he can't say, I was out here high as shit off of some type of controlled substance which made my ass go want a sandwich and walk to Subway at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I got ropes and shit tied around my neck. They said he was walking by the Chicago River. Who knows? The motherfucker could have fell in the water. He was, when you load it, you load it. We don't know. But he can't say, you know what, shit, I have a substance abuse issue. I was high. I'm going through some shit. A lot of these stars, like, don't let it fool you. A lot of these celebrities be going through shit mentally, and the way that they cope with that stuff is pills, cocaine, just a lot of different stuff. You never know. I'm telling you. Don't be surprised. Don't rule anything out. Let's take another call. 443-3981. You're live on the air.
Hey, what's up, Armon? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's going on?
Not much. Can you drop a clues bomb for me? Please drop a bomb for me.
Yes. I dropped it for you.
The reason I'm calling in is basically I was a victim of an assault with a Trey boy.
Okay.
And I know how it goes down on Grindr and on Jack or whatever. I'm not trying to make light of the situation or whatever. But what I'm trying to say is when things go down, the person that's the victim usually does not want to tell the whole story and what's going on. So when I went through my situation, I never called the police. I never even went to the hospital until the next morning afterwards. I was actually assaulted with a baseball bat.
Really?
I actually had to have surgery, really, and everything. I never called the police until the next morning.
Quickly, how did it happen?
I went and I met this boy somewhere. We actually linked up. He was a trade boy. He got scared that I was going to tell somebody that, you know, we had linked up or whatever. Long story short, I never called the police till the next morning. It was in the snow, same thing. Same kind of tune, cold at night, same thing, late at night, early in the morning. But what I'm saying is he's afraid to tell what happened. And I really, really believe that there's more to this story than what's going on. And once the pieces of the puzzle come together, I think the same thing that's going on with Wendy Williams, as far as her not being able to tell her story, I think he's going to have to tell his story and face the rap, just like she does one day.
Yeah, because either I feel like if he got jumped, the reason why I'm having an issue believing the violent attack is because police are not finding any evidence through the surveillance of the attack, but they are seeing him leave the scene.
And he's got one scratch on his face, and that's very, very minimal. That looks like a one-person type of encounter from what you can see. If you got jumped by two people, it would be a lot more worse than that. Even with a fractured rib, that could still be by one person.
Right, and they managed to get a noose around your neck?
Yep, and on top of that, when I went through my situation, the police wanted my phone too. And what happened was I did the same thing. I didn't want them to have my phone, and what they did was they wrote out a damn request, a warrant for them to get my phone in order for them to have it. So these details are going to unfold over the next few days, and the media is going to run crazy with this right now, but the real story is going to come out.
Yes. All right. Thank you, caller.
And thank you so much.
Bye. Okay, let's take another caller. 346-6607. You're live on the air. What you think?
Okay, hey Armon, I'm gonna keep this real quick and simple because everybody talk too damn much. Okay, I love your show, by the way.
Thank you.
First and foremost, this is what I don't like about black people, and this is Sarah Michael from the comments. This is what I don't like about black people. We do not. I don't care about none of that other shit. He a Trump supporter. He gay. He this. He that. He this. I don't care about none of that. We need to support this man. Somebody was hurt. I don't like y'all talking about. Oh, he met up with somebody. Oh, he did this. He did that. What the hell does that got to do with the fact that he was hurt? I'm just trying to figure out why every time somebody get hurt, like that girl in the club, like the R. Kelly situation, we always pick at the situation. And I understand what you're saying. There is more to the story. Don't get me wrong. I get that. Of course, he's trying to cover up something, but everybody handles things differently. Not everybody is about to go to get help right away or do things like, and it's just sad that black people, we always got to pick apart stuff. And I understand people do lie. So I get what you're saying, but y'all, this is ridiculous. It's like we're just going in circles about it. It's like very simple and straight to the point.
So what should we do? What do you think we should do?
I believe that we should support him because he was hurt. When white people get hurt, what do? They start a movement, Me Too. They investigate. I think that we need to support the investigation of him getting the justice that he needs instead of picking apart and saying that he's lying. That's what I think we should do.
And then if he's found out to be a liar, then what?
If he's found out to be a liar about what? What do you mean? What is he lying about? That he wasn't attacked?
Yeah.
If he's found out to be a liar, then that would be his karma. That has nothing to do with us not believing him or supporting him. That's what I'm talking about. We're not supporting him as black people. It doesn't matter if he's found out to be a liar. That's his karma. That doesn't mean that we shouldn't support him or still be there for him because that's what we're supposed to do. That's what I'm saying.
So are we supposed to support him just because he's black and said, "Make America Great Again"?
No, I'm not saying that. That's whatever his political views are, that's his business. What I'm saying is, as a human being, we should support him. And this is the epidemic, a horrible epidemic in the black community. That's why I'm putting black in it, because I'm black, he's black, you black. Most of the people on this chat is black. What I'm saying, I'm not trying to put black against white. What I'm trying to do is I'm just simply being simple about it. When you see white people getting in trouble and stuff, they handle it with their community, they handle it a certain way. What we do, we always pick it apart and say people lying. I don't know if it's because we've been through that. It's just a cycle of ancestry. I don't know. I'm not trying to talk too much, but
it's very good. Simple. This is good. So that means you believe this story. So everything that's being said, you believe it. You believe. So
of course, the media always clickbait.
So perfect. So can you justify to me why he would be out with the status that he has? Why he would be out at that time? Why he wouldn't call security?
Why does a celebrity not have to live a normal life? I'm sorry to interrupt you. I keep doing that. I'm sorry. Why does a celebrity have to live a normal life? You know what I'm saying? Why can't they walk down the street? Okay, like come on now. I'm a singer. I'm not a celebrity, but if I were to ever be one, which I would hope not to be like on that level, I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to go anywhere the fuck I want to. I'm not about to sit here and just be in a house, do certain stuff. I know that you move a certain way, but I mean, obviously he was covering up something. Whether he was covering up so it doesn't embarrass him or ruin his brand, because, like you said, he's a celebrity. He called his manager. He was like, hey, bop, bop, boop, 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 beep. You know what I'm saying? And they said that. So that's his business part of it. But when it comes to him being victimized, he reported the way he did. We don't know. So I don't think that we should sit here and instead of pick apart at it, we should pick apart at it in a more positive aspect instead of bringing him down. That's what I'm saying, and that's all I want to say.
No, so that makes sense. Hello.
Mhm.
So
yeah, I'm here.
So what I'm saying is, okay. So you said that he's obviously hiding something. You said that. You just said that. So that's the issue that people are having. How can you stand behind the truth if you don't know the whole truth?
Okay, this is what I'm saying. Somebody was victimized. Whether the victim wants to tell who did it, maybe it could have been their mom or their dad or how they did it. That'll come out, but it doesn't take away from the fact that he was victimized and he was hurt. And at the end of the day, the news twisting every day, something new and different is coming out. Every single day, there's something different coming out. It's like, okay, it's like, why are they doing all of this with this? All I heard was he got hurt, and then now all of a sudden, black people we just pulling it apart, and that's what I'm saying. I say black people because we should be. I'm black, he's black. We should be together, and that's just how I feel about it.
Right, and I want to tell you this when it comes to celebrity, because you said, can celebrities walk down the street? And the answer is no, they cannot. They are not normal people. They do not live normal lives. That's what happens when you become a celebrity. You don't get to live a normal life. That's a sacrifice that you make.
Can I say something?
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, that's not true. You can walk down the street if you want to. Whether or not, you don't have to be. A lot of celebrities are not recognizable with glasses on or with hoodies on or, without their attire on. Everybody, you could be a celebrity sitting right in front of you or somewhere, you wouldn't notice because they're not in their attire. So you can walk around like a normal person if you want to. A lot of celebrities, it's for their business.
But he didn't do that.
Chasing,
he didn't do that. He didn't do that though. He walked around and at 1 o'clock in the morning as JUSSIE SMOLLET, not incognito.
And that's normal.
That's not normal. That's not normal.
That's normal if he wants to walk around at that time. That's what he wanted to do. One, and two, I understand that it could be something else. It could be, maybe he was getting hurt. Maybe he was like, why was he there too? Maybe he was running away from a hostage situation. You never know. Maybe his PR doesn't want to put it out yet as such. But the point is, he was still assaulted, and all of this. He's gay. Like, who cares who he sleeps with? Like, all this. He's a Trump supporter. Who cares about what his political views are? It's about a victim getting hurt, and that's all I wanted to say. There are a lot of people that are picking apart things.
Ooh.
Hello, motherfucker.
Wow. If you haven't done so already, make sure you guys subscribe to this channel right now. The phone lines are through the roof. I'm going to try to get to as many of them as I can. But listen, we might not make everybody. All right, let's take another caller. 470-0121. You're live on the air. Got to be quick. Not ready. Oh, sorry. Hung up. She wasn't ready. 786-0273. You're live on the air. Hello?
Hello?
Oh, yep, you're here.
Hey, I'm on.
What's going on?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hey, I'm most glad that I was able to finally get on. I love your show.
Thank you.
I love your commentary. And you're welcome. And I just wanted to say that when I heard the story of what happened with Jussie Smollett, the first thing I thought was, it just didn't sound right. It was off. It sounded so fishy. And I love the way that you keep going back to going out in the bitter cold to get a sandwich from Subway.
Right. That doesn't make any sense.
It makes no sense at all. I mean, I live in Florida, and I don't want to go out
at
1 in the morning.
And I'm not even famous. And I'm not going out at 1 o'clock in the morning to go get a sandwich from Subway unless I am hella inebriated. And I'm for damn sure not walking.
No, to leave the house to do it? Absolutely not. Now, if he was already out with friends or whatever, then that's understandable. But you literally walk out of your house at 1 in the morning. Your house? I mean, come on, dude. It doesn't even sound right. And I do think that he is covering something up, that he is not being forthcoming. And who walks in with the noose, supposed noose, okay, still around their neck? Like, who does that?
Right.
Really? No. I'm not buying the story at all. And
so what do you think it could be?
You know what? Whatever. I don't know what it could be, and I'm not going to make any assumptions. But what I can say is, whatever it really is, he's not telling the story. He's not telling the whole story. So even if you're telling a part, and you're not telling it 100, you're lying. You're covering up. So I don't know. And you know what? I saw so many people, Lee Daniels, even Mike Epps, he came out and he started saying, you know, how he supported him. They talked about it on the Wendy Williams show, how they support him. And it just was like, you know, I think that we live in such a hypersensitive time. When somebody comes out, it just goes viral so quickly, and we just don't give ourselves time to just process everything and to really think about, well, could this really be true? Does this logically make any sense? I mean, sometimes it may.
Well, a lot of people come out and support. A lot of people come out and support because it's good for their brand. Because I noticed Kevin Hart went out and tweeted something, but of course that's coming after his Oscar drama and him never apologizing and all of these apologies to the LGBT community that he's made that we never seen. Yeah, so
let's capitalize on the moment.
Yeah.
It's just, listen, common sense.
All right,
nobody's
thank you,
going
caller.
out at no 1 o'clock. All right,
Love you. All right.
Drake, yes. Drake, yes.
I know you lied. All right. Let's get into some things.
Stupid.
All right. We're going to take a couple more, then we're out of here. 917-3026. You're live on the air.
Hey, Armon.
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
Quick, and I'm going to make this very quick because I know you have other callers. I think this rabbit holes go real deep with this boy. JUSSIE, whatever his name is. I think he got some dealings with Lee Daniels. He had an appointment he was supposed to make, and he chickened out, honey.
Are you serious?
I'm very serious.
So what you think the appointment was?
I think I don't know if you're up on Empire or not, but there's a casket at the end of this season, and we don't know who's in this casket. So maybe he was supposed to make an appointment with him to see if he makes it to the next season.
Oh, which could also go into him being into these substances. I don't know why I feel like Jussie Smollett is into pills. Even though that was a story on Empire, I feel like that is real life. I feel like I think it's real life too, because
on the Star Report, there was a caller from Atlanta and says that he be at the Bulldog in Atlanta, which is a known gay club, and he be acting real snobbish, and he's known for leaving with trade and leaving with different people with the shenanigans. They say he's not a nice person, so maybe he is, medicated in a certain way, and maybe that's the reason why he had to go outside. But I think it's deeper than this. I think it's about politics and all different things. But
I'm gonna tell you what I think it is. Like I said earlier, I personally think that this is it is a little politics, and it's from his team. He does not want to represent the gay community as a horny, sexual, perverted entity. You get what I'm saying?
But you would play that on TV. And you don't have no problem with that.
Right.
An openly gay man on TV. But I don't get it.
But
you're better off just living.
But if he comes out and says, you know what, I was on an app and I was trying to hook up with some guys, what is the world gonna say? He was cruising. All those gay men, all they do is have sex, and all those gay men are just full of HIV and STDs. They're just so nasty. You get what I'm saying? So that further pushes that narrative. Yeah, and that stereotype. So, I mean, there's a lot of different things.
But be who you are. Don't lie about it, because you make it bad for the other victims that's actually going through shit. My best friend, he was a transgender. He got killed.
Yes.
Because somebody didn't want to be who they are. So I don't like that whole, it's not about victim shaming. It's not about none of that. At the end of the day, the world's too sensitive. People acting like they can't say what they want to say. At the end of the day, whatever he was doing is what he was doing. But don't lie about a situation. If you were hurt, you should be making it your business to make sure that the people who hurt you go down. If that's not your intentions, if you don't have no intentions on doing that, then you need to not be doing all of this like charade and having people feel bad for you, and then you hide and shit, because that's not cool neither.
Absolutely. Thank you, caller.
Thank you, Armon. Good night. Thank you for taking my call. Bye-bye.
This is a good show. Wow, we're at over 1,000 people watching the show right now. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you guys subscribe. Also, every Wednesday I do a music show. Armon listens to your music live, where we are looking for the hottest talent. Okay, you can submit your music at thearmonwigginsshow.com. Someone please put it in the comments. Submit your music. We're listening to your local artists, your independent artists, every Wednesday night. Okay? All right, now that we have that over with, let's take another caller. I think we might do a couple more, and we got to wrap it up. All right, 201-3536. You're live on the air.
Hey, hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Hey, well, I'm glad I got through, but I'm going to just keep it short and sweet. All right, so, I do think that, it was cold that night, but, I do believe, he doesn't want to make the gay community look, the gay community look bad.
Okay.
I believe he's also embarrassed, but I do believe, how Jacked and Grindr, if you're familiar with it, and, all those other gay dating apps, it wouldn't be a shock if he was on that, because that's a part of the culture,
Right.
So I do believe that, well, I don't believe it, but I think that, it probably could be possible that, it went wrong, or things, didn't go as planned. It is a backstory behind this whole situation. But I don't want to, publicly, I didn't want to publicly shame him or embarrass him, like a lot of black people in the comments were, saying that, they think something is up. I didn't want to do that. I was just putting it off as we are the straight male supporters, black supporters and stuff like that. I was arguing with people all day on it.
Well, see,
but it wasn't until I seen your theory. Huh?
Well, there's the thing. You're not going to get a lot of straight male supporters, and that's why I was having the argument that I was having yesterday, because I wasn't even talking about the violent part of it, because now up until today, I'm not even sure if there was really an attack, because there's no evidence of an attack, unless it was a domestic attack, which means it was someone in the house, a boyfriend, a close friend, something like that, and then he needed to take a walk, and then he just blamed it on getting jumped, because there is no evidence of a random attack. Now, but yesterday, we all thought that there was an attack. And my thing was, I wasn't going to harbor on the fact that he was attacked. We all understand that that's wrong, okay? And we also understand if it was Make America Great Again, of course that's racist. But it's not just, my point in that instance is, it's not just Make America Great Again. It's black people, it's black men too. It's straight black men that be on these dating apps that will kill gay men as well. So my point from yesterday was more of, so if you are going to be on these apps as a gay male, and this is why I wanted him to be forthcoming if he was on an app, because he has a larger platform than a lot of openly gay men. He needs to be the one to say, hey, listen, be careful on these apps, because they're out there to attack you. There's too many gay people that I know that are no longer living because they've been on an app meeting up with a quote-unquote straight guy, black or white, and that person has hurt them, and they're dead now.
Right. Yeah. It's obvious, you know, he went back to that hotel because he had to think of something, and he is you know, obvious that, you know, he didn't want to go straight to, you know, get help because of the fact that he had to think of a plan. So, you know, I do, you know, I am in support of him until, you know, I hope it don't come out that way, you know, I really don't, because I believe, you know, he doesn't want to embarrass the community because people already look at gay people a certain way. And he also don't want to put himself out there like he be on Jack, he be on Grindr, he be on, you know what I'm saying? Because I think I'm too good for that shit myself.
Yeah.
But
I
don't know.
Thank you, caller.
All right. Goodbye.
All right. We got to wrap this mother bitch. The hour just goes fast. Wow. 727-4354. You're live on the air.
Hey, Armon.
Hey, what's going on?
I'm sick right now, so I sound a little sick, but I'm at work listening to you, and no victim shaming, all that BS to the side. Usually everything you say, I agree with 100%, and this is no different. I really, in my opinion, think this is a PR move. Their numbers, Empire's numbers, if you guys just pay attention, do some research, their numbers have declined crazy from season 1 and 2. You know, and I think it's just a sensitive situation right now where we are in this country with racism right now, and, you know, how things have just been a bit crazy again. I think it was a perfect PR situation. And another dead giveaway that I think a lot of people aren't thinking about is, you know how you caught on to, like, all the different stories they've been promoting and advertising? That right there in itself, I mean, you know this, you're in California, that right there is a PR move, because what they want to do is give different sources, different information, and different stories. So there's so much information out there being diluted that people eventually are like, what the hell? You know, that information catches up to everybody, and everybody kind of just takes what they want in it that means something to them. You know what I mean? Because, you know, racism obviously affects everybody. I mean, you have gay in the country, you have black, you have purple, you have whatever it is. So people make these, you know, information, and then everybody pulls something that is meaningful to them. You know, like, well, I'm a victim, let's say domestic, right? You know, I would think, oh my God, you know, that would affect me, you know, or, you know, you're a gay man, you know, oh my God, that would affect you. So it's like a sympathy card almost being pulled. And I don't want to say that, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to say I don't, you know, necessarily believe him, because if he's a victim and he was attacked, you know, I would feel horrible. But I just don't believe it, Armon. There's too many holes. It's just weird. It's a weird situation. From the moment I saw, you know, when you had posted it in a couple other places, I was like, this is weird. There's just too many holes. 2 a.m, subway.
This doesn't make any sense.
I'm not going out in this damn cold. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, who's going out for a damn subway? Like, Uber eats that bitch. Like, you know, it's just weird.
All right,
I just agree with you. I know there's a lot of callers.
Yes,
all right,
there
love
is.
you.
Thank you. Love you too. Oh, wow, it's a lot of callers. Okay, private caller, you're live on the air.
Is this me?
Yes, this is you.
Oh, shoot. Hi, Armon.
Hey, what's going on?
Angie from Toronto.
Shout out to Toronto.
Good. I just wanted to call. Yeah, it's really cold out here as well.
I just wanted to say, like, I'm not doubting anything didn't happen, but because of all the loopholes, I do feel like he isn't telling the entire truth, because I do see a couple of celebrities that did, I guess, show love or support for him, kind of, I guess they're kind of recanting their statements, and now they're putting alleged in it.
Oh.
So I don't really know what's going on there. I did see that they did say that the police do have video or surveillance of possible suspect. So maybe that might change things.
They have
because at the same
possible
time, I'm like, okay, you're
suspects,
celebrity.
but those are the two guys that
Yeah.
are walking, but they can't see their faces because they have, it's not clear. But they have no evidence of where the attack.
Yeah, and he doesn't really look beat up, though. I don't want to doubt it, but he doesn't really look like two people attacked you type. Like your eyes are not bust, your lips are. It doesn't really,
if that was a two
it's
people
pretty clean
attack
fight.
job, that means like they, and for all of the work that they were doing to throw a liquid on you, to tie you up, to
Yeah.
break your ribs.
Yeah.
Like those were some soft ass punches if that was the attack. From two people.
Yeah.
Two men.
Yeah. Yeah, in that cold ass city.
Where are the
yeah, I mean, last
where
night was
where are the scratches from the rope? Where's
That's what I'm saying,
imprint?
because they're saying that he doesn't actually have broken ribs. So that's where the story kind of going up and down as well. We'll see, because, I mean, if you kind of lied just to cover up something because you're embarrassed, I mean, it's 2019. Who doesn't hook up online? Whether you're gay, straight, it doesn't matter. But I don't see a reason that's to lie. It's just going to look bad on him. And then, yes, I think it will kind of look bad on the black community and then, like, the LGBT and all this stuff.
Yes.
It's just going around in a big circle. So hopefully it does come out where he is telling the truth so we can put it to rest. But, I mean, if he's keeping stuff out there, it's not going to make him look like a trustworthy person. Just black people, we build people up, but we can cancel them, like, overnight. No problem. Right? So hopefully that's not what happened here. But hopefully I get to talk to you soon. I don't want to keep you on because I know you have a lot of callers.
All right.
Thank you for answering my call, though.
No problem. Thank you for calling. I love everyone that supports the show.
Take care.
All right.
Of course, we love you. Take care.
Bye. I just want to give a special shout out to all of our super chatters. Thank you for super chatting and pouring into the channel. Original, bitch. Be original, bitch. All right, let's take some more callers. Okay. 832-0788. You're live on the air.
Honor to speak to you, Armon.
Hey.
I wanted to say I agree with everything you're saying. I'm a black gay man. I agree with everything you're saying. I don't know if you said this, but I don't believe the story honestly at all. As soon as I heard "Make America Great Again" MAGA, I instantly checked out. I was like, "Are you serious? Like, I'm not some sheep. Like, you're not just gonna make me believe that's the story."
Right.
So I'm also shocked to see the black community
Okay.
agreeing with you. Like, and you know, you have a lot of urban viewers, so I'm shocked to see them agree with you, because I feel like a lot of the same people were just like supporting Kodak Black because some dude asked him a question on an interview. And maybe it's mainly straight black men that agree with Kodak Black, but the black women I know in my life, maybe because it's in Miami, they were supporting Kodak Black. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So fast, but it's like you gave a little bit of info or a little bit of. It's just interesting to see how the black community quickly doesn't support a black gay man versus a straight black man. It's annoying. Sorry, my friends here.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's really all I had to say. I know you got a lot of callers. Love you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
I was too nervous.
Okay, let's get into some things. Okay. So again, if you're just joining us, we're talking Jussie Smollett. We're talking about the fact that a lot of this information is not adding up. He is not Police have asked Jussie Smollett, can they use his phone for evidence? Because Jussie Smollett has now added to his statement and says that he was on the phone with his manager during the attack, and when the two gentlemen who allegedly were blurting out the racial and homophobic slurs. He was on the phone with his manager. Police have asked Jussie to go through his phone to correlate the times and phone calls to see who he was talking to that night, and he has refused to release his phone over to the authorities. Also, the Jussie Police, Chicago PD, and Chicago FBI, they are beginning to get skeptical over the story because they have combed through hours of surveillance, and they actually don't see any footage of him being attacked. They see him walking down the street. They see two men that could either be suspects or they could be innocent bystanders. They have two people that they're going to try to get into questioning, but there's no really hardcore evidence that he was even attacked. They do see him going into some sort of, I don't know if it was an apartment or a hotel, but he went past security, did not let them know that he was hurt or harmed, got on the phone, called his manager, because I guess at that point he was not on the phone, so which doesn't make any sense because your manager was on the phone with you during the beatdown, but the manager didn't like come with the police to your location. Well, that didn't happen either. So he allegedly calls the manager and they decide to go and call the police maybe an hour and a half later. Okay, and they agreed to call the police. Okay, that word agree, let's let that sink in. That word agree. They agree to call the police. You should not have to agree on calling anybody if I've been attacked. If a noose was around my neck, we don't have to agree on a motherfucking thing. Call the police now. Actually, meet me at the location. I'm finna lay out on this floor. So they know this is Trump's people and they whoop my ass. Some people will say, well, maybe he didn't want to be out there like that because he's a celebrity, he's a superstar. Maybe Jussie didn't want to be out there and talking to too many people. Maybe he just didn't want everybody in his business. Well, he should have thought about that when he went to Subway at 1 o'clock in the morning. In the middle of fucking 20-degree weather on a Tuesday by himself. And you, Jussie Smollett. Like, that's unreal. Ain't enough Subway or Eat Fresh in the world. That could have waited. So you can't tell me that you can just willy-nilly be in the street walking. That's the part that's getting me. You walked. You didn't get in an Uber. You didn't get in, you didn't do Uber Eats. You didn't have it delivered. For whatever reason, you wanted to get out of the house you were in. He was in for whatever reason. He wanted to get out of that house. He went to go get some food. Hell, why did the friend let you go out? What kind of friend allows you to go out at 1 o'clock in the morning? This is why I'm like, either they was really high or he was going to meet somebody. I'm telling you. But this is gonna be our last caller. 202-8018. You're live on the air.
Hi, Armon.
Hey, what's going on?
Hello. Yeah, I just want to say this real quick. I worked for a police department, a major city. And what Jesse said, the only thing I believe is that he was assaulted. That's it.
Okay.
But as far as all of this other stuff, I just find it so hard to believe. Why would you, if your phone was the key to the investigation, why wouldn't you hand your phone over?
Right.
Why?
Why not?
It makes no sense. Why not? You know, we in the Black community, we are so quick to run and say, oh, okay, he's right. They're right. But I'm telling you, this case right here, he is just as wrong as he can be. Why would the manager tell him? Why would you call your manager first?
Right.
That's because you was doing something. It's okay. Whatever you were doing, that's your business. But if you want the police department to help you, why wouldn't you help them and turn your phone over?
Well,
the key to the investigation is in the phone.
Right.
Period.
And that's what makes me feel like this may have been a little bit of domestic violence or a little bit of substance abuse mixed with domestic violence.
Yes. Mixed with a little, if it wasn't domestic, okay, you might have met someone online.
Yes.
You know, it's just, it's falling into that realm. I'm not taking away that he was assaulted. I don't care who it was, gay, straight, whatever. No one deserves that. If he was assaulted, okay, we can investigate that, but we can't do anything without that phone because he's not being honest about exactly where he was, exactly what he was doing. He's not being honest. And I guarantee you the first thing they asked him was, why didn't you call the police? Why would you call your manager?
Right.
That's all I have to say.
All right. Thank you, caller.
Thank you.
All right. And that is going to wrap up tonight's show. Thank you guys all for watching. I love you all. Yes.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio.
Yes.
Goodbye.
So that's going to wrap up tonight's show. I love you all for watching. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Now, the main thing is, Jesse, I'll be watching this story closely. Any developments, make sure you email me at the Armon Wiggins Show. If you guys would like to keep the conversation started, let's keep it going in the comments below and on Twitter using the hashtag the Armon Wiggins Show. So if you want to talk about it, if you guys have any new leads, new tea, tweet me at the Armon Wiggins Show and make sure you guys use the hashtag the Armon Wiggins Show. Okay? So I can find your tweets easily. Let's get into some things. Just because the conversation stops here does not mean it has to stop everywhere. And until next time, I will see you soon. The original hit.
We are recording live from a secret location.